one of the 7 angels who had the 7 bowls came and spoke with me, saying, "Come here. I will show you the judgment of the great prostitute who sits on many waters, with whom the kings of the earth committed sexual immorality. Those who dwell in the earth were made drunken with the wine of her sexual immorality. He carried me away in the spirit into a wilderness. I saw a woman sitting on a scarlet-colored beast, full of blasphemous names, having 7 heads and 10 horns. The woman was dressed in purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having in her hand a golden cup full of abominations and the impurities of the sexual immorality of the earth. And on her forehead a name was written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of the prostitutes and of the abominations of the earth. I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. When I saw her, I wondered with great amazement. The angel said to me, "Why do you wonder? I will tell you the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carries her, which has the 7 heads and the 10 horns. The beast that you saw was and is not, and is about to come up out of the abyss and to go into destruction. Those who dwell on the earth and whose names have not been written in the book of life from the foundation of the world will marvel when they see that the beast was and is not and shall be present. Here is the mind that has wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sits. They are 7 kings. 5 have fallen, 1 is, and the other has not yet come. For when he comes, he must continue a little while. The beast that was and is not is himself also an 8th, and is of the 7, and he goes to destruction. The 10 horns that you saw are 10 kings who have received no kingdom as yet, but they receive authority as kings with the beast for 1 hour. These have 1 mind, and they give their power and authority to the beast. These will war against the Lamb, and the Lamb will overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and those who are with him are called, chosen, and faithful. He said to me, "The waters which you saw, where the prostitute sits, are peoples, multitudes, nations, and languages. The 10 horns which you saw, they and the beast will hate the prostitute, will make her desolate, will strip her naked, will eat her flesh, and will burn her utterly with fire. For God has put it into their hearts to accomplish his purpose by agreeing to hand over to the beast their royal authority until the words of God should be accomplished. The woman whom you saw is the great city which reigns over the kings of the earth." After these things I saw another angel coming down out of the sky, having great authority. The earth was illuminated with his glory. He cried with a mighty voice, saying, "Fallen, fallen is Babylon the Great, and she has become a habitation of demons, a prison of every unclean spirit, and a prison of every unclean and hated bird. For all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her sexual immorality. The kings of the earth committed sexual immorality with her, and the merchants of the earth grew rich from the abundance of her luxury." I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that you have no participation in her sins, and that you don't receive of her plagues, for her sins have reached to the sky, and God has remembered her iniquities. Return to her just as she returned, and repay her double as she did, and according to her works, in the cup which she mix to her double. However much she glorified herself and grew wanton, so much give her of torment and mourning. For she says in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and will in no way see mourning. Therefore in one day her plagues will come, death, mourning, and famine, and she will be utterly burned with fire. For the Lord God who has judged her is strong. The kings of the earth who committed sexual immorality and lived wantonly with her will weep and wail over her when they look at the smoke of her burning, standing far away for the fear of her torment, saying, Woe, woe, the great city Babylon, the strong city, for your judgment has come in 1 hour. The merchants of the earth weep and mourn over her, for no one buys their merchandise any more, merchandise of gold, silver, precious stones, pearls, fine linen, purple, silk, scarlet, all expensive wood, every vessel of ivory, every vessel made of most precious wood and of brass, and iron and marble. and cinnamon, incense, perfume, frankincense, wine, olive oil, fine flour, wheat, cattle, sheep, horses, chariots, and people's bodies and souls. They will say, the fruit which your soul lusted after have been lost to you. All things that were dainty and sumptuous have perished from you, and you will find them no more at all. The merchants who were made rich by her will stand far away for the fear of her torment, weeping and mourning, saying, Woe, 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 the great city! She who was dressed in fine linen, purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, for in an hour such great riches are made desolate. Every shipmaster, and everyone who sails anywhere, and mariners, and as many as gain their living by sea, stood far away, and cried out as they looked at the smoke of her burning, saying, What is like the great city? They cast dust on their heads, and cried, weeping and mourning, saying, Woe, woe, the great city, in which all who had their ships in the sea were made rich by reason of her great wealth, for she is made desolate in 1 hour. Rejoice over her, O heaven, you saints, apostles, and prophets, for God has judged your judgment on her. A mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence will Babylon, the great city, be thrown down, and will be found no more at all. The voice of harpists, minstrels, flute players, and trumpeters will be heard no more at all in you. No craftsman of whatever craft will be found any more at all in you. The sound of a mill will be heard no more at all in you. The light of a lamp will shine no more at all in you. The voice of the bridegroom and of the bride will be heard no more at all in you, for your merchants were the princes of the earth. For with your sorcery all the nations were deceived. In her was found the blood of prophets and of saints, and of all who have been slain on the earth.